Yawn especially, I would kind of consider him like my rival. Yeah, and I would always make that guy go like 0-20 in scrims, and I was like, this guy sucks, But seeing them do way better than me, I can't talk about them the way I used to, like respect. Oh, nice ult. You don't even need me.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Beautiful. Bro, I did not expect you to ulti that Gragasy. That was impressive. I like flashed. I didn't even need to. The bronze 4 was 1200 elo. There wasn't even like LP. It was elo. You get like points.
Yeah.
You be any number from 0 to whatever. 1200 elo was bronze, the worst rank possible.
Thanks.
I was 500 elo in season 1. I played like 300 games.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Austin Champ, and I am beyond honored to welcome you to another episode of Username Taken. It's the show that focuses on creators and how they create, gamers and how they game, and of course, in the hottest place in the world to do it. We're at the esports capital of the world, the HyperX Arena, and today I have an amazing guest with me. But before I bring them in, just remember, we got this giveaway going. You gotta run, don't walk, because we're giving away this giveaway very shortly. But my guest today is going to be somebody that you will be very familiar with if you have spent any time in the League of Legends universe. Is somebody that has crafted quite an amazing career for himself through the challenger scene into the LCS Academy, and is now sitting poised on another team looking to bring them to those same heights. My friend today is Jake Prismal in the building. Jake, how you feeling, my guy?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm feeling great, Austin. I mean, good to be on the podcast. I'm excited to talk about some league stuff.
Hey man, me as well. I mean, we've talked about a lot of games. This is the 16th episode now, 16th full episode, and this game has eluded us thus far. Like, it's the game I've spent the most time around in my life. I kind of talked to you about it earlier. Like, most of my young adulthood was me playing League of Legends with my friends, and I'm sure you share a very similar sentiment.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, I started playing League when I was 9 years old. And I probably put, I don't know, at least like 40 or 50,000 hours into just playing the game most of my life.
50,000 hours?
100%, yeah. It was like 20 hours a day, skipping school.
Skipping school for League?
Yeah. I didn't go to high school. I just played League all day, every day.
Wow.
And became a pro player, thankfully. I don't know what I would have been doing if I wasn't a pro, but...
What was that like, that conversation like with your parents? Like, hey, I like League way more than the school thing.
They were... on the fence, to say the least. They weren't the most supportive. I'm half Filipino, so I have an Asian mom. She was super,
okay,
you need to go to school, become a doctor. Yeah. So it was rough initially, right. But once they started seeing like, oh, you're making money, then it was obviously a different story. They see the paycheck. They're like, oh, good for you. We knew you could do it.
Right. Making money. That's a huge part of this. And you started making money. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to be on contract with an organization. Like, what is a day in the life of a contracted League of Legends professional look like?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people kind of glamorize the pro gamer life, right, so to speak. They don't really know the ins and outs of what it's like to actually be a pro gamer. But it's a lot more work intensive than a lot of people give it credit for. I mean, for me, a typical day when I was at top of my game competing on my last team in 2022, CLG, we'd wake up 9, 10 a.m., go to the gym together as a team, get to the office. We'd have meetings for maybe like an hour, have breakfast, and then we'd hop into practice, practice for maybe 3 hours or so, take a little break, have like a snack or something. And
that's like a group practice you guys are playing like in customs or scrims or?
Scrims. So we'd be practicing against other teams and trying out different strategies, or sometimes we'd scrim internally, play against the LCS team. We were on the academy team, so we kind of all wanted to like prove ourselves and see if we could beat them. We'd always be super excited, like, oh, we took 5 games off them today. But, we'd play 3 games from 12 to 3, take like 30 minutes to an hour break, play 3 more games, then take another, hour break for dinner or so. Then from around like 6 to 8 o'clock, if we were feeling it, we would do a night block, so 2 more games.
Okay.
And then there was a League of Legends queue that Riot created called Champions Queue.
Correct.
Where it was kind of like, in the last few years or so, it was pros only. They did one for Worlds where only the professional players could play in it, just to make a better practice environment, lower ping. We play in that from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. Sorry. And,
wow, so 5 more hours just in Champs Queue.
Yeah, and it wasn't like you need to do this every day, but it was kind of heavily implied. Kind of like the culture is you need to work really hard, and if you're not, like, what are you doing? You know, like, you need to be the best. So Yeah, that was pretty much a day, every single day for me. It's just league.
You all were practicing insane regiments, even at, you're just saying at, it's not really semi-pro, because I mean, we think about how many seats really are in LCS. It's not many. There's about 8 organizations now. They have 5 or 6 spots, you know, with all your starters and a sub. And that's the extent of the highest positions available. And there's how many people in Challenger?
I want to say it's around the same amount of teams. They removed the mandate for every LCS team needing to have an academy team. But back when I was a pro, it was the same number. So I think it was around less than like 120 or so people that got to play League Pro.
16 teams, 5. So there's really only enough room for 70 to 80 of these top professionals. And then you look at the top of the leaderboard on League of Legends, and it shows like top 250, top 500 for?
I think it's top 300 now for Challenger.
Okay. And it's not even enough to get all the best players in North America on a team. So it's really highly competitive space that you're playing in. And then you're saying that the emphasis was highly on practice, when then you look at kind of the culture and they say NA is the fun region. They think that you all are kind of out there, you know, not spending this much time practicing. So it's interesting to get to see your perspective. Like, we really woke up, practiced, VOD practice, Champions Queue practice, and then a lot of people also still streaming at the end, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, some of us would stream. Well, they would stream the Champions Queue at the end of the day, and they would play like 3, 4, 5 hours on stream. I think that not every team was like that. You know, it's definitely true that some pros in NA don't really take things seriously.
Okay.
Because there's such a big skill gap, you know.
True.
I think something that a lot of people don't understand is like when you're an up-and-coming pro and you're at the top of Challenger, you're grinding solo queue all the time. There is just such an insane gap between you and the bottom LCS guy, because playing the game competitively is completely different than playing the game in solo queue. Everything's coordinated. You need to have kind of like the set playbook of how things should go in your mind. And so you can be an LCS player, not even touch solo queue at all, be Diamond 1, and then roll up against someone that's rank 1 in solo queue and just completely dumpster that guy like every day of the week, 100 out of 100 times.
He's one tricking some off meta thing, but then you get in that environment around that solid game plan, people that are running real plays on people in this environment. And yeah, it's crazy. I think like Impact notorious for playing negative solo queue, but you know, top die is a whole mantra for a reason.
Yeah, that guy's the best. I mean, there is no real standard for like what it takes to be a pro. I think it is really hard to get into. But the practice schedule and what it's like being a pro, it differs from team to team. But for me, it's always been kind of a big grind, I would say.
So you felt like you didn't necessarily have the most talent, but you had a lot of hard work.
That's a good question. Did I have? I think it was kind of a mix of both. I think you need to have some innate talent in order to get to the level of being noticed by people and having people want to pick you up. But something that a lot of people don't realize too is that if you want to be a pro gamer and you want to dedicate your entire life to being, playing at the highest level, you can't have a life. You have to play this game, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, because there's an infinite amount of people. I think there's like 60 million people that play League of Legends. I don't know how many there are in North America, but there's a lot.
Yeah,
it's like
huge pool of people.
If you want to be at the top 1% of that, then you have to not do anything else. And then once you're at the top 1% of that, then it's like, as soon as you break through, you get on a team, it's no longer like, how good am I at the game? It's like, how good am I at living with my teammates and working with people and solving problems and mediating conflicts? And most of the time, you're like 16, 17, 18. Like for me, when I first became a pro, I couldn't even look people in the eye. You know, I couldn't have conversations with people. And here I am, like someone's screaming at me like, yo, why do you keep messing this up? Or like you're talking to the higher ups and it's like, you don't know anything about what you're doing.
Right.
But
you're
then
like, I'm not here for the business. I'm a player. Like,
yeah, 100%. And that's a huge part of being a pro. It's like, how do you manage your social media, your brand? How do you work with people? How do you make connections and network? And people think like, oh, like I just want to play the game and, let my skills speak for themselves. And I kind of had that approach and I regret it, man. Like if I really dialed in when I was a pro and really thought about it as kind of like how can I grow my brand? How can I grow my network? How can I work better with people? I would have been retired by now, like it's definitely a really unique space and there's not a lot of information about it, especially because it's such a new industry.
Right.
But there's a lot of nuance to it. And, I'm really grateful that I got to have that experience at such a young age.
Well, that's a huge gem that you just gave to people for sure. Just that entire experience and that kind of that retrospect that you have on the moment. But I'm kind of curious, since we are kind of speaking retrospectively. You talked about working with CLG. You've worked with other huge organizations, but your first academy team was 100 Thieves Academy, right?
Right.
What age were you when that contract or that opportunity had presented itself? And had you done a proving grounds, or how was the scouting process for 100 Thieves to have seen you and contacted you?
So I was 18 at the time when
18.
I made it on 100 Thieves.
Nice.
And before that, Riot had this kind of scouting event where if you were at the top of the solo queue leaderboard, they'd fly you out and you'd compete in kind of like a scouting tournament, and you'd meet with the teams.
Yeah, those are hype.
Yeah, it was really fun. I got first place in 2017, didn't get picked up by a team, and then first place again in 2018, and then 100 Thieves picked me up kind of after that. I think my kind of initial entry into esports wasn't as glamorous, and I wasn't as like bright-eyed as I thought I would be, because there were a lot of bad things that happened behind the scenes. Not necessarily like to me directly, but there's a lot of politics involved because it's a lot about who you know.
Yeah.
And more often than not, people will try to bring their friends on. And at the time, the industry was so new that, I wasn't even like first choice for a lot of these teams. They wanted, I won't say their names, but like they'd be like, oh yeah, for sure we want you, bro. Like don't talk to other teams, stay on. We'll send you the contract over. Completely ghost me,
Right.
So I had such a miserable time getting on a team that when it finally happened, I was just in shock. I was like, wow, I'm actually signed. I have the contract in front of me. I'm getting paid so and so amount. I'm flying to LA. Like this is cool. But when I actually flew to LA and started that whole process, it was complete shock for me. I went from playing video games in my room, not ever talking to people outside or leaving my house, to now I'm sitting there with people in suits giving me meetings about, you guys need to do X and Y on social media. You guys need to do this and this. And, I was meeting with people like Nadeshot. I respect that guy a lot. He is super successful at building his brand at 100 Thieves. And it was just like, wow, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm completely out of my element. But it was crazy. I never thought that I would be in that position. And at the time, being 18 and getting to play games for a living, it was like a dream.
Yeah, I feel that, and I understand why maybe your entry, like you said, wasn't as bright-eyed. It's like you were up there, you had that thing, and you were playing AD carry at the time, right?
Yeah, I was.
Right, and AD carry, if for our friends that don't know or don't follow League of Legends at all, is a very superstar role. People relate to mid laners and they relate to AD carries, especially during that time a lot. Jungler has become more and more of a superstar role, if you will, with some amazing people that have revolutionized that role. But AD carry always was like, you put somebody that you can really build a brand around, build a team around. And it's awesome to see that, you were having those success and you stayed at the top of your game in a role that's insanely difficult to be top dog in. And then you finally got that opportunity. What do you feel like the landscape in 2019 for Academy felt like? Because obviously after COVID, so many things had changed. You were still kind of in the wild west of the Academy being formed into what it is now. Any stories or any ideas that come up from that time?
Sure. I mean, I'd love to share my experience on 100 Thieves in 2019, because I think a lot of people can relate to this. But when I was first playing the game, as an AD carry, I love doing super flashy things, kind of like outplaying people. Yeah. And that's what initially drew me to the role. But the team that I was on and everyone around me kind of was like, you shouldn't play the game like this. You should just be someone that's stable and consistent. And we'd rather have a consistent, 5 out of 10 than someone that's sometimes an 11 out of 10, but sometimes you're like a 2 or a 3. Right. And you do things that make practice hard. And the struggle for me back then was that I always would go for these outplays and these, super mechanically intense, dodge this guy's ability, outplay this guy, feel super good, get a bunch of dopamine from doing cool stuff. And that's kind of the kind of player that I wanted to be. But at the time, my team really didn't like that. They were like, look, you're making our practice bad. The problem that I think a lot of people have, and the main argument that a lot of people have, is that if you're playing against somebody that's as good as you shouldn't put yourself in a disadvantage on purpose. Because if they're just as good as you are, you're going to lose. But I would always be like, nah, dude, I'm just better. Like
I'm gonna test this gangster.
Yeah, 100%. And I always played like that, and that was a blessing and a curse. But I remember it got super rough, man. Like I was getting yelled at by my teammates. Like they were having meetings about, like replacing me, and everyone that I would practice against would be like, oh, this dude sucks. Like, why does he even have a job? But I think that I kind of tapped into that, and that's always something that motivated me to even be a pro in the first place. Is I wanted to prove people wrong. So we made it to playoffs, summer of 2019.
Yeah.
And we were in, quarterfinals. I was stressed out. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. But I don't know. Something like clicked in me, and I locked in. And here we are in quarterfinals. I was doing really well. I was beating everyone. Then we went to semis. The best team at the time, Cloud9 Academy, they picked us instead of a different team to play against. And I was like, oh, I know I'm going to beat these guys. We completely rolled them. Finals rolled around, and I was super stressed out of my mind because we were against Golden Guardians Academy, and they subbed in their LCS bot lane for the finals. I don't know why. I thought maybe it was because they really wanted to beat us. But at the time, I'm like, I've never practiced against these guys.
Right.
They're going to completely roll us. I don't know what I'm going to do. But as the game started, we killed them in our lane. I don't know. For those of you that don't play League, it was like I went into it super stressed out, but we ended up, me and my support in our respective role in bot lane, we 2v2 killed them, which is something that usually doesn't happen.
It's a huge highlight in the moment. Like if you're first blooding the bot lane as a ADC, like GG, like we in there, like let's go.
100%. In competitive, everything's kind of like set in stone what the game plan is in the early game. So most of the kills that actually happen are in team settings, 5-on-5. But to get something that like early into the game, I think we killed them at like 2 minutes into the game, and I was just like, who was
the bot laner that they subbed in?
It was, they subbed in Deftly and Ole.
And Ole.
It was either Deftly and Ole, or it was Keith and Ole. I don't remember. But Ole was the support. He was playing Morgana, and I was playing Zaya. I was playing Zaya Karma with stunts, and we killed them level 2. But yeah, that series continued. I played out of my mind, and I got MVP of the whole thing. We won finals, hoisted the trophy up with all my teammates, and I think it was that moment that made me realize that it doesn't really matter what everybody else thinks about you. It's kind of just what you make out of your situation. And, I was able to kind of rise above all of the negativity around me, and I think that that's why I've continued to be a pro for so long. Most people that break into the pro scene, they either will last forever and they're like veterans like Doublelift, and that's a very rare exception, but most of the time they'll last like, I don't know, half a year, maybe a year, and then they just fall out or someone replaces them. But I've been in it for 6, which I'm really grateful for. But I think I can kind of attribute that to my kind of resilience and like tenacity in those moments. So when I think back to 2019, that's always the highlight of my career.
Well, I'm happy to see such a smile on your face too as you recalled that, because it was such an awesome time as well. Like I connect so heavily to just this brand, League of Legends, and its scene. They've really cultivated something so special in the esport production. They've really pushed the agenda. Everybody now, all developers, anybody that's doing esports event, they're looking at Riot like, you've set the blueprint, of how I can really elevate this to the next level, scale these events into these global events, like rival the Olympics sometimes in presentations. So it's really awesome to get to hear about how you traversed through that, especially as a young person. You were dealing with a lot. You said in a twit longer once, a lot of social anxiety. You were dealing with a lot of issues from your past, your childhood, and things that you hadn't really resolved with your parents and things like that. So I know that's a very common theme for people that are chasing greatness, that sit in the same situation as you and second guessing themselves, having imposter syndrome, feeling like the whole world's against them, but trying to find moments like you did when you hoisted that trophy. And man, I hope that somebody gets to hear your story and really know that they're not alone in that journey.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to say to anyone out there that might be listening, I think it is really common that a lot of gamers, struggle with mental health stuff in general. And from my experience as a pro and just playing games for so long, I've kind of realized that a lot of people that are able to dedicate so much of their young adulthood or their childhood to playing games all the time, more often than not, they're kind of like running from something themselves, or they're using gaming as kind of like an escape from whatever they might be dealing with, So I definitely relate to that, and that was what it was like for me coming up as a pro player. And I think that really, going all in to League and kind of betting on myself at the end of the day really, you threw me into an environment where I could really learn and grow and become a better person. So I know that it's, it's rough out there, especially for like a lot of people that are going through things, and they might not be as fortunate to be able to get out of those situations, but just know that, it does eventually get better. I think that I've kind of encountered this type of person where they feel like they're running from whatever their problems are by throwing themselves into whatever it is, be it like chasing money or video games or whatever it is. And, a lot of people think like, oh, if I could just become a pro player, or if I could just do X, Y, and Z, then I'll finally be happy. But the truth is, like, I've met people who are like multimillionaires that are still going through it.
Right.
They've achieved what they thought that would make them happy, and they're still kind of empty inside. They don't really have this value that they thought that something they do externally would bring to them. So I would just say for anyone that's like struggling, just really figure out what it is that's important to you. And, it shouldn't really be tied to something that you do or something that you have or like a job that you do, because there's so many people I meet that get there and they're like, now what, So
and it makes it sometimes feel worse, right? You're like, now I should be the happiest person in the world, and I feel worse. And it's like, and now nobody really can relate to me. I've lived this set apart lifestyle. I devoted 20 hours of every waking day to this thing that nobody understands, and nobody was really with me. And it can feel very isolating. Before we jump into some League of Legends game time, I'd love to ask, of course, the League of Legends LCS, they've been having their schedule right now. They're in the middle of a season. And I think they played about 5 weeks, or no, 3 weeks maybe. Maybe 3 weeks they've played. About, I think 5 games have been played. Now they've done best of threes. What do you think about the new best of three format? I don't know if you know that they're doing that now. Best of threes in LCS.
I have heard about the best of three format. I think it's a lot better because, if it was best of one, you could kind of cheese your way to a win and do something that people wouldn't expect. But I think the best of three format really helps kind of determine who the better team is, adapt to the strategies that they're throwing at you. And I think it's a lot better.
And our international experience, like, we get memed in international, and a lot of that I feel like comes from that best of one format. It's like we practice in a way that the real stage doesn't allow you to play on. When you get into the playoff stages of Worlds, of MSI, like you're in these best of threes and these best of fives against these people that practice like that in their regular season against talent that's on the same level or better than ours. So it's like we needed to get to that level. And shout out Mark Z for doing that change.
Mark Z.
For real, that's blessing us.
That guy's awesome. I love that guy.
Right now, I believe Cloud9 and Team Liquid are undefeated. FlyQuest coming in with 1 loss. So who do you think is at the bottom of this standing? If that's the top 3 teams, who do you think might be at the bottom spot right now?
Okay, I haven't even looked at the standing.
I know it. We kind of talked about it.
Let's say if I had to guess who's at the very bottom, I would say Immortals.
It's not Immortals.
It's not Immortals.
It is a tie for second to last between Immortals and some others. It's actually 100 Thieves, the sole owners, 1-4 right now.
Wow.
And after having a pretty pop-off season last split, Sniper was doing his thing in the top lane, coming in as a rookie and putting up some crazy numbers. Like, they had a lot of momentum, so kind of a slower start. Where do you feel like they might end up by the end of the season, by the end of the split?
I mean, I feel like 100 Thieves has never been really strong, like macro fundamental wise. They've always just been better at, playing the situations and the team fights better than their opponents. And I think it really just depends on like how confident they feel. I think Sniper especially is a really big confidence-based player. And I know that he mentioned recently in an interview or something that he wasn't, he was struggling a lot mentally, and that can for sure affect your team's performance. If you guys are 1-4.
Right.
But I think if they really lock in and they can figure out how they want to play the game, at their peak, probably top 4, I think.
I feel that. They could probably slide in, even with the slow start.
Yeah, they could do top 4.
It's just also probably it's best of 3 formats kind of playing against them too. How you say they're really good at these 100%. Situational plays. Like once you get a full best of 3 macro plan getting enacted on you, you don't get to choose as many skirmishy, silly moments to pick your edges out and push that advantage. So hopefully they adapt. Hopefully they get a bit more of those best of 3s under their belt, and that'll help them start to climb up the leaderboard. I know you're not 100 Thieves anymore, but it's just I know it's your first team, so you always have probably a little bit of a space in your heart for him.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. I mean, I was on a team with River. I wasn't his support or AD at the time, but he was. We used to walk to the office every day together. Really? He would always get a coffee at Starbucks, and when I went to Korea to boot camp, he kind of showed us the ropes. So I love that guy. I want him to do well. And same for Sniper. You know, we weren't ever super close, but I've definitely been in the same space as him for multiple years as he was, you know, becoming a good player. So I think they can do more than what they're showing.
Yeah.
I hope they do. I want them to win. I personally, I don't care who wins.
Right.
But if 100 Thieves did good, you know, I'd be happy.
If you had to give a win, you think it's in a Cloud9 year? You think it's a Liquid year? You think it's a, you know, we're getting onto Worlds, so we really need some strong NA representation. I don't want no meme teams getting sent to
No, I feel you. I think Liquid has been playing a lot better. You know, APA and Yon have gotten so much better. They were terrible. I'll be honest,
APA
they were
beat
terrible.
all the one-trick allegations.
He is. They are both overperforming. I'm really, you know, Yon especially, I would kind of consider him like my rival back in, you know, 2018, 2019. He was on the 100 Thieves like C team below us.
Right. Pushing you.
Yeah. And I would always make that guy go like 0-20 in scrims, and I was like, this guy sucks, you know. But now it's like seeing them do way better than me. You know, I can't talk about them the way I used to. Like respect. They've definitely improved a ton. But you know, I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would always be C9, just because my first Scouting Grounds team was with Blabber.
Right.
And I want him to do well. I mean, that guy's awesome. But in terms of which team I think is better, it probably goes to TL.
Yeah, but Blabber finding his Apex Predator identity again will be super awesome to see. Recently, I feel like he's kind of fallen into the role player jungler as jungle changes so much. It's such a dynamic role. Every single, you know, overall each season kind of changes jungle the most, I feel like. I'd love to see him get back into his bag on some of these really, you know, farm the enemy jungler champions and going in there.
Yeah, it's his meta right now. I mean, Nidalee is LP.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Hey, best champ.
Well, I can't talk about League of Legends anymore. I need to play some games. So we're going to jump into the OMEN Game Time segment, and I'm going to play a game of League of Legends with Prismal myself.
See you guys. See you there.
What's up? It's your man Austin Champ, the host of Username Taken, a show where we invite a range of creators and gamers to talk about their journeys. From guests like professional gamer MVD and Las Vegas singer Quinn Ayers to the faces of the WNBA, Sid and TP, you'll get to hear about their influences, their process, and the passion they have for their craft. Make sure to check out the full episodes at HyperX Arena on YouTube and Username Taken on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. You won't want to miss it.
All right. Welcome back. We're in the building. It's time for the OMEN Game Time segment. It's still your man, Austin Champ, in the building with Prismal. And now we're looking at the picks and bans screen of League of Legends. Oh, my goodness. Man, are you excited to get into this game time?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you got in the bot lane.
Sheesh. Don't put too much pressure on me now. That's you definitely played with some of the best that have ever done it, man. Is there any pros that, like, you know, you think about now and it's like, I can't believe I had a moment to like get to spend some time playing with that person?
Yeah, Afromu. That guy's fucking awesome.
Goodness.
Oh, sorry. That guy is awesome.
No,
and,
you're right. He is awesome, bro.
He was a good mentor for me too, because I was like trying to lose weight back then, and he had like a weight loss journey, so he kind of showed me the ropes, gave me encouragement. I showed him like my progress pictures and stuff, so he's a good dude, and he was a great player.
Yeah, and you can just feel his like his authenticity like kind of permeated his career. Everybody could just tell like this is a stand-up guy, somebody that is much more than just here to click some buttons. Like he's definitely an empowering type. I remember when he posted his retirement video or his retirement post. I was, man, that's a crazy time. You really inspired a lot of people that didn't think that they had what it takes to become a pro gamer or didn't look like what a pro gamer looked like, and made them feel like they had a path to that.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's an inspiration for sure. He was definitely one for me because I got to work with him every day. It was quite the experience.
That's awesome.
Kind of a flex.
No, it's 100. Yeah, flex that.
I mean, Meteos was also my roommate. I could flex that too. That guy's cool.
The Trombonist Brothers?
Yes,
One
sir.
half of the Trombonist Brothers was your roommate?
I remember that video. Yeah. He had a really cute dog.
Really, at the house y'all are staying at?
Yeah, it's like a little teacup. I don't know what breed of dog. Looked like a Chihuahua, I think, but very tiny, like maybe less than 5 inches long.
You think
Very
Ignite or Flash? Ignite or Exhaust on this match?
Oh wait, what should I do? I think I should go barrier. We can go heal barrier.
Heal.
Bro,
Oh, you're heal?
we Yeah, you go heal. Bro, we are not doing anything in the bot lane. We're playing against Yumi. We're just farming. We got lots to talk. A lot of time to talk.
Hey, that's perfect. I got some questions lined up for you. So what better time?
Perfect.
Farming it out with the kid. And we'll get to test their metal a little bit because I know you spoke on it a bit earlier. You like to go in and try those flashy plays. If we get an eye on that Gragas being towards the top lane and we know Lux isn't able to pressure us with the ulti, I could definitely see us making that call that it's time to go in on this duo.
Yes, sir. Let's do it up.
All right. First things first, though, on the question side of things, when did you first fight? You said 2009 was the first time you played League of Legends? Or when you were 9?
2009. I was also 9 because I'm born in 2000. But
oh, dang. That's perfectly lining up.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I played Master Yi in the Twisted Tree Line mode at the time.
Oh, wow. You were playing the 3v3.
Yeah, I didn't even touch the 5v5 mode until like 2010.
I missed that. I missed the Twisted Tree Line a lot. For those that don't know, League of Legends has cycled through numerous amounts of amazing game modes. But this one, Summoner's Rift, is the classic game mode. And even though the map has changed quite a bit, it is still very much the most played and most common game mode. Really excited to get into. Oh, I forgot I have dance on my mouse 5, so I can spam it.
Oh, let's go. I got mine on Control 3.
It's a little stretch, just a little stretch. What was the first skin that you bought on Master Yi? Did you buy a skin for him when you were a kid, like with your kids?
Oh, actually, that's a good question. I think I bought. I don't know. I know that when Headhunter came out, it was like kind of new at the time, maybe season 3. I think that's the first one I bought for him. I wasn't a Master Yi main though. I was a Teemo mid main.
You were a Teemo
Panda
man
Teemo.
after my own
Panda
heart.
What's up?
You are a man after my own heart. I love me some Teemo.
And some Mordekaiser too. Mordekaiser mid. That was my go-to. I mean, I played everything at this point, honestly.
Is that Mordekaiser is when he was the old version though, correct?
The old version before he could even like have a little dragon.
Right. Oh, the dragon.
The OG where his ulti would like Malzahar like dot you over time, and if it killed you, he'd like summon a clone of you.
The dragon was insane. I remember when they did the dragon rework and how broken that was.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh, what a Yumi. I'm scared.
That's 1 for 0. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. I'm terrified, bro.
Oh, I messed him up.
No,
it's all good.
No,
okay.
Oh, yeah, we out here. Yeah, you better stay in your lane.
I gotta
you rocking
scare him
up.
off. I gotta scare him off.
Oh, should I have shield you there? You think
go
shield
ahead
there or
and
no?
lance. You started Q, right?
No.
We're about to hit level 2, so we can mess him up.
Oh, you think he got me with something? You don't got me with nothing. Oh yeah, do your thing. Yeah, he's scared.
Cool.
He's scared. The jungler's probably thinking about how exciting we look.
Oh, probably, yeah. I'm probably gonna
Gragas too.
go base and get a Cole here in a sec.
Oh, it is a farm lane. Right. I'm gonna take this cannon. Oh, do I not?
I got it. All good.
I used it on
Crisis
the. Did I
averted.
have it?
Crisis averted.
Mom. Don't watch it. You would ward there even though you're about to back.
Yeah, just to see what Gragas is up to. Because he's either going from bot to top or top to bot. And if he's top to bot, we'll see him on the ward.
Look at that.
We'll also see him here too, so looks like my ward did nothing, but it's chill.
And then we also see the vision is there as well now. Hit the vision ping. Uh-oh, now they know.
Boom. Yeah, I always use my ward at like 3 minutes because, you know, I have another one by the time I get back to lane.
Facts. I got a pink ward as well, so I can put the control in this ward.
Let's go. All right, so we should be stronger than them. Well, I only have a call, but we should be able to start trading with them a little bit as we get a little bit more levels. Oh.
Oh! Yes,
Nice.
sir!
Good dodge.
Yes, sir!
Oh, you got a poly?
Oh. That's
all
not
good.
It. That's not it.
So you know the thing with Yumi, right?
Yeah, if she poly, she can't go back.
Yeah, it takes 5 seconds before she can go back.
Oh, gosh.
So she's
That's
screwed.
a long ranger. Jeez Louise. Okay, not sitting in poison.
These guys are trying to crash their wave.
Okay. I promise I got this cannon.
Okay, I believe in you, bro. Let's see it.
Here it comes. Anytime now. Anytime. All right.
Yo.
All right, we're here.
I'm gonna go in.
Yep. Oh, saved it.
Oh, nice poly.
Yep. We're in
This
there.
guy too.
Oh, we're in there. Oh, yeah, he's scared. He's terrified. Get him, Priz! Get him, Priz!
Let's go, dude.
get
Let's
him!
go. Wow, I can't believe that worked actually. I mean, all planned. I knew that would happen.
Yeah, it was 100% the plan, and it worked. Oh Jesus.
Oh, Gragas is here.
Oh,
yo,
free
look
dub?
enticing
Free
for him.
dub?
Look enticing
Free
for
dub?
him.
Free
You gotta
dub?
die for me. You gotta die for me.
No.
Oh, we're out. We're out. Yo.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He don't want it. He don't want that to smoke. He don't want it. He don't want it.
Okay, I'm out of there. Good luck, guys. I
Okay,
believe in you
yeah.
guys. It's been fun.
Yeah. All right, let's see what Priz is up to. Backing. I'm just joking. That's so
Okay,
free.
yo. Good job, team.
You already know how. Oh, hostage jam!
Goodbye,
I have
friends.
no mana. It's been
It's been real.
07 in the chat. Valiant effort. Actually, a quicker back. Let's be honest. Way faster back for the boy.
Yeah, too. You even got the flash down, so you could start
And-
cycling the cooldown.
And then look at the Shyvana on spawn, getting the Hextech Drake. Improving her clear speed, improving my Zeri's experience. I
My
like this.
experience is being improved. Oh, wow.
Alright. Back to lane. Got some Yumi vision in there. I got this one, brother.
I believe. Yo, let's go.
Yeah. They not ready for us. They not ready for
Yeah,
us.
I got my dash up in like 7 seconds. I'll probably jump on him.
Yep. Alright. They didn't clear that pink ward. Oh, they're still around. I like that. I like this.
Where they at, bro?
Look at this
Where they at?
man. Hello? That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, they
So
can't be on
what-
our screen. What's up?
What was the draw to professional gaming? You kind of said earlier you wanted to be better than everybody else at the things that you did, but what specifically about gaming was the pool?
I mean, for gaming, it was just I looked up to my older brother a lot, and he's 10 years older than me, and played like every game, World of Warcraft, StarCraft. So he got me into League, and I like hung out with him and his friends, and because they were older, I was like, oh, I want to be as good as these guys or get better than them. And then I think that just kind of propelled until I became a pro. Like I'd pick someone and be like, oh, I want to be better than this person.
That's awesome. Who was the first pro you saw where you're like, I need to be better than them?
Pro wise, probably Jurassic. He was an 80 carry for the Golden Guardians back then.
Huh. Oh snap, we're in quite a tussle here.
Oh, we're chilling.
I got another shield. You're chilling. Woo!
Let's go.
Farming. We farm our lane. This
Gotta
what this
know
what you
your
were doing
limits,
Yeon
bro.
and- You were doing this to Yeon and Scrims.
I was. Long time ago.
Farming him on every time I'm back. Wow, I already have support item cleared. This is a fast lane and a fast game. It looks like.
Yes, sir. I'm back right here. They can't even be here in time. I think
They probably can get me.
that they are screwed. I can't lie to you. They are screwed.
Watch me just die. Is that valiant sacrifice again? No, okay.
See if I can get the wall hop down.
I kind of prefaced about it earlier that you were dealing with, you felt like you had a lot of social anxiety in your interactions. You mentioned how you kind of couldn't even look people in the eyes. How did you start to know like that was something that was happening in your life and something that was kind of impacting your interactions or impacting your opportunities?
Oh, I mean, from the get-go, my first time going to scouting grounds, I almost didn't get on the plane because I was like, oh, I don't want people to know what I look like. And I had a lot of just like anxiety in general around kind of how I was in person versus kind of how I guess like led people to believe I was online. I was kind of like a super confident, everyone liked me kind of person online, but in person I was like, man, like I feel like I'm almost like not the guy that I like portray myself to be. So it was like a lot of imposter syndrome and just being afraid of people judging me. Oh, we win this.
Oh, and I have polymorph.
Oh, nice ult. You don't even need me.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
The triple
Beautiful.
kill is
Bro, I did not expect you to ulti that Gragasy. That was impressive. I like flashed. I didn't even need to. Wow.
I mean, you
You're
with
the
the
GOAT,
champ,
man.
man. You with the champ, you know what I'm saying? It's the easy clap. You
No,
know?
that was sick. That was actually awesome.
No, that's love, man. What? That's crazy. And we take turn at 9 minutes. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to press that.
Oh, you're good, bro. I think we got enough money to go around.
No. Bad habits, bro. It's a bad habit. That's what you guys learned a lot about inside of your scrims and all that practice that you're doing, right? About like, of course, like some things are okay to like, you know, to do every once in a while, but you really want to mitigate bad habits, right?
Oh, I mean, yes and no. Some people just never learn, and they're like, oh, it's okay because we won. And then those are the people that you end up beating, like later on in the competitions.
Right.
But there's no standard for like, we got to improve our bad habits. I mean, if your team's good, you will.
Right.
Some teams, though, I mean, it's such a varied thing. There's no like standard or like normal.
Do you feel like the time you spent in Korea and other regions, like they have a bit more of a standard baseline that they have with things, and that is kind of the reason for their success, or?
Yes, 100%. I mean, Korea, the other regions, from what I've heard and just seen when I was over there, is just the culture is just way different. I mean, people take even being a pro gamer just way more seriously. Like it's a lot more respected over there.
And it's not that they're getting more money, right? It's just that it's just more weight behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, you deep. That boy is deep. He in guts of the lanes. Is it the 10-minute game?
It may be. Maybe a 15-minute game. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think we got this one in the bag. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna go fight them again. This guy has. Ooh. The squad's here. What's up?
Oh,
goodbye, brother. It's been a pleasure.
Real. It's been real.
I think I might be dead too.
Yeah, I think we're debated. How do they have 5?
I think we're chilling actually. I think we are chilling. Or I'm chilling.
You got a dash?
Nah, I don't need it though. I got this.
Oh, you just got them movements. Look at the quick movement speed as well.
I'll bait. He can't kill me.
Okay, we're watching the debates. Oh, it is super baited. Oh, the barrier, the positioning, the damages. Yumi, you're a loop, Pinata. What are you doing?
Let's go. Oh, that's not looking good for them, I'll be honest.
Okay.
What were we talking about before? It was Korea, something.
Yeah, kind of about this, like the landscape of the more competitive regions, I guess you could say, or the long-standing, successful regions. What maybe their formula looks like differently than ours that you feel like kind of lends to their success.
Oh, one sec, I'm dying. I think it's just they take practice a lot more seriously, and they care more about performing. In Korea specifically, like it's like you're a celebrity if you're a pro gamer, whereas here it's like parents are like, oh, you should be going to college, you shouldn't be playing games all the time. It's not as like glamorized as it is over there. So it's like an actual real career path in Korea at least, whereas here it's kind of just like more of like an entertainment thing.
It's a season of your life where you got to, you know, have some cool moments on top of the stage, but it doesn't lead into a lucrative career on the other side, is what you're saying.
Yes, 100%. I mean, bro, in North America, like me as a pro gamer, I got no transferable skills working at like some data center or like something after. The only thing I can do is like maybe be a caster or like a coach, you know, but you don't get prepared for anything else in North America. But in Korea, it's like you could be doing gaming as long as you want. You know, it's a lot more developed of a field out there.
No, I feel that.
I am gonna kill all of them shortly.
you can 1v5 this whole game, honestly, at this point.
I can. They're backing up, dude. It's no fun.
It's my fault. I
Oh, yo, hello.
Yep. Yeah. This is the bait. Yes, sir.
This guy does not die. Jeez.
That's my fault. I just walked too close to the fire. Got mine though, right?
Oh,
with the snipe.
Close.
This mouse sends us.
We got two.
Yeah,
you know, sun's in my eyes. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
I was trying to say that earlier too, but it just didn't come out of my mouth, so I was like, oh my goodness. What's the funniest excuse you've heard of like some crazy moments that's happening? Like, you know, oh, like I missed a scrim, or like I missed the bus to the venue, or whatever it may be.
Some dude said he was late to our practice because he was making eggs. like actually, that actually happened. Like pretty recently, actually, too. A few months ago. Well, I'm dead. No.
Wait, we're feeding? We're feeding shutdowns to the Twitch?
Bro, they're worth more money if we reset their gold.
See, and that is, there's like, you know that the bell curve that you'll see often where it's like low elo players feel one way, and then the high elo players feel the same way, and in the middle it's like, no, don't do that. I feel like that was one of those moments. Like low elo players and high elo players would be like, yeah, we gotta reset the bounties, but like middle elo players would be like, oh my gosh, bro, you're throwing the lead to the Twitch. I'm AFK.
We're gonna lose, yeah.
You pushed the tier 2 by yourself. Like, I gotta AFK this game.
Yeah, I mean, the real reason is we're gonna win this game no matter what I do, and if I die, then it's gonna last longer. We can talk for longer.
That's true. Well, I have more questions for you, so I'm glad you kind of moment about giving us more time. This is
I got you.
kind of a heavier side of the questions, but I am curious. There was that moment, of course, where you were banned from competitive. You were banned from the scene for a moment. You had some work to do. Can you talk a little bit about that interaction that happened and kind of what was going through your mind at that time?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, that was a crazy time for me because, you know, growing up, being like 3-4 years old, playing StarCraft with my brother. Back then, the gaming scene was very a lot more like bad. I don't know how else to put it. They just a lot of the like saying the key words you can't be saying, just doing generally negative things. And I kind of grew up around that, so it was kind of normalized for me. You know, I was just like typing a bunch of hateful things that I didn't really even understand when I was like 4 or 5.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I grew up. And I always just thought it was normal because everyone else did it around me. And then kind of as an outlet, as I was going through things in my teenage years, I would just flame people on my Smurfs, you know, and then just make accounts. I had like 22 accounts that were permabanned.
Oh my gosh.
And so like when I became a
Your
pro,
toxic arc.
yeah, I was one of the more toxic people like ever to play the game. I mean, it was like on par with like Jensen being permabanned. It's just I wasn't actually signed yet. They like didn't approve me of playing, and then they banned me then. So they're like, look, because you're not like officially on, we don't have to make like a public announcement. So like if you don't want it to be public, then like it's chill with us. Right. And I was like, you know, I'll probably talk about this in the future. So I don't want it to come out right now. But yeah, years later, it's like, I mean, I was just going through a lot at the time. I had a lot going on in my personal life, and I was struggling a lot with like mental health and stuff. But when I became a pro, and then I got fired, and I was in LA, escaped from like, you know, really lame, toxic like home environment, and I was like, oh, I can finally, you know, get out of this and then go to LA. It was like a week before everything was supposed to start. They're like, actually, you're never allowed to play again, and you're also sent home. And I was like, ooh, that was rock bottom, because there was also like relationship stuff going on too behind the scenes, you know, like someone that I thought was really close to me ended up having a thing behind my back with someone that I really like was dating. It was like an ex of mine. And I found this out on the same day I got fired. So it was just like my relationships were exploding, my life is exploding. These guys are exploding in mid lane, my Malzahar is exploding. Like everything was on fire, bro.
Who could save the day?
It's gonna be me. But yeah, that I kind of had like a rock bottom almost from that situation. And I, you know, I guess I just made a promise to myself, like, you know, I kind of realized that it's not your fault that things happen to you in life. Like you kind of just get put in situations all the time. But it is kind of your responsibility to, you know, navigate through that, because no one's going to do that for you. And for so much of my time gaming, and I feel like a lot of gamers can relate to this, I kind of felt like, you know, oh, it's like not my fault. Like I can't believe I'm in this position, or like, you know, life sucks. I'm blaming everyone else. You know, when people make mistakes in League, they're always like, oh, it's my jungler, man. It's the same thing. And I was like that too until I realized, you know, like I can blame other people all I want, but that's not going to fix my problem. If I want to fix it, it's got to come from me. And so that kind of really kickstarted, I guess, my growth just as an individual and as a League player too. It helped me all around in every aspect of my life.
And I feel like, you know, as you speak about that, that's the one kind of cool thing about League is like it really does show you a microcosm of who you are and how you handle stress and in the real world, and even how you organize your life, how you approach mistakes, how you deal with working with the team. Like all that stuff is going to come to the surface when you play this game, and it's a reason people come back to it so much as well, I feel like. So
100%. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, you learn so much about people just by playing this game with them, which is crazy, you know? I'm also going to kill them, I think. I hope.
You got that? I got an ult for you if you do.
Oh, yeah.
Get in there, kid. Oh, wait. Get in there. Get in there, kid.
Thank you, sir.
All right. They're scared. They're running. I get it. I'd be too.
Oh, I'm chilling. Maybe we can kill him too if he messes up.
Oh, tagged her. Okay, you're moving. You're destroying them.
Woo.
Melting the Lux. Unlucky.
Well, patience game. Oh, wow. Taking a lot of tower shots.
The double tower. The triple tower shot.
I was lagging, bro. My FPS dropped to 110.
Actually, I remember. I saw that actually. I watched the VOD back instantaneously and saw that you were experiencing those issues. Can we get a tech pause?
Honestly, I actually was lagging. If you look back at the footage, 100%.
Wait,
we can confirm.
Can confirm, chat.
Thank you. But yeah, no. What were we talking about? Just no league. You definitely learn a lot about people from playing games with them.
Right. This game specifically, you were like, whoa, I didn't know you were like that, or
didn't know you were cool like that with the Lulu.
Hey man, I got a couple of things on my sleeve. Even though I'm an old man, I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're the same age, bro. We're young.
Okay, yeah, same. I add my kids' ages onto me. I say that a lot, but so it ages me up a bit. But I'm curious because it's not often people get to fall from grace in that way and then still kind of mend their bridges and have an opportunity to still compete. Like right now, you're on your road again to becoming possibly somebody sitting in a really nice position on the academy squad or something like that. What did you do to really start to show the world, like, hey, I realize my wrong, I realize who I want to be, and this is how I'm going to move forward?
Right. So, I mean, I was really lucky that Riot, they didn't, like, hate me. They could tell from meeting me that, you know, I wasn't a bad dude. I just was, like, a troubled kid more so. So they didn't say, like, oh, eventually we'll unban you. But I think for me just working on it and, you know, like, actually not typing in my games anymore and being more positive on the Rift and climbing solo queue, people generally having more positive interactions with me, I guess I just changed their minds by being me over time.
That's dope.
It's actually really funny. The guy, so I met one of the LCS commissioners years later at like a party, and
okay. The previous LCS
he tells me this. He tells me years later, like, oh, I'm like, nice to meet you, bro. He's like, oh, nice to meet you, man. Like, I'm actually the guy that permabanned you. I'm like, oh, okay. And we ended up being really good friends. You know, he doesn't work for Riot anymore. Where hopefully, I mean, I can hang out with him someday. That would be a really funny story.
Like, hey, this is the guy that banned me. And I thought it was the lowest part of my life, but it actually was the springboard into me doing all the work I needed to do.
I mean, that's life in general. You know, all the bad things that happen to you, they're just springboards. It's all about your perspective. At least that's what I try to preach to people.
I feel that.
I feel like gamers, especially, like if you're a gamer, you're listening to this or you're watching this, like, you guys gotta be nicer to each other, man. Like, it's not that serious. I feel like so much. Really everyone attaches their whole self-worth to like how good you are at a video game. You know, like
imaginary numbers. Yeah. I feel that. I'm curious, though. We're gonna take a break. You even considered retiring the Prismal identity and moving away from this character that you kind of had become so one with. What changed, and what did you kind of explore during that break that made you want to kind of refresh your view on things and come back to League of Legends?
I think at the end of the day, you know, I was just hurting and I was lost and I was confused when I made that post because, you know, a lot of different things happen behind the scenes. I got screwed over by a lot of people. Not to get into it too much, but I kind of took a step back, and when I did that, I realized that I loved competing and I loved the game, but I hated the environment that I was in. So I was like, if I could really like try hard at this and change the environment up and, you know, change who I associate with and change how I handle things, I think I could do a better job. And I think at the end of the day, my end goal was to help people. And that's what I'm kind of doing now on my current team, honestly. It's just like helping the newbies get acquainted to the space.
That's love, man. No, I really do appreciate you kind of delving into those parts of your story while we destroyed those kids on Summoner's Rift.
I don't even know what happened. I can't lie to you. I was completely brain off.
When we watch that playback, it's gonna be like, oh man, those poor bot laners, and we weren't even really like going ham like that. So just funny to see how the one interaction in the lane of League of Legends, when you know what you're doing, can just snowball that entire experience. You know, we took the tower at 9 minutes, went mid, didn't even really proactively do anything, but we're just so big slapping them with our wallets. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just hit I hit the minions, and when I couldn't hit the minions, I hit the champions, so it was a good time. Good work, though. You're popping off on the Lulu.
You're a real AD carry. That's the most AD carry thing you said the whole segment. I hit whatever's closest until it died, and then I moved on to the next thing till it was dead. So, hey, man, any final advice that you want to give to anybody that's either listening to this right now, or maybe for a young Jake when he's watching this video back in the future, recollecting on his days on username taken?
Yeah. I just want to say, anyone, me, younger me, anyone listening, and my friends, anyone that's never heard of me before, I just want to say, be kinder to yourself. I think everybody has things that they're going through. Everyone. I've met so many different people from all walks of life, from the D-gen kind of gamer, typical gamer he's playing games all day, eating Doritos, to the most successful Harvard grads. And something that's really stuck with me throughout all of the different echelons, I guess, of like society is, everybody could be a little nicer to themselves. And I think that, we'd all be a little happier and everything would be a little bit better. So if you're struggling, if you're happy, if you're on the grind, you're trying to get that new promotion, trying to do whatever, just be nicer to yourself, and, things will come. Good things will come. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate having me on the podcast as well.
Hey, man, no, it's beyond a pleasure to have you, man. I feel like you've dropped so many gems. I'm going to go back through this episode for sure and be able to download a lot from just the wisdom that you've kind of given to us from your journey, man. And it's still going. Make sure you follow Jake on all his socials. Where can they find you at, Jake?
Yeah, it's just Prismal everywhere. I think I got a Twitter. I think I got a YouTube. I don't post on anymore. I got a Twitch. Maybe I'll post again. Maybe. Everyone always hits me up to post, but I don't know. We'll see. But definitely follow me on there.
You got a great mind. You got a great angle on this game that is loved by millions. You said it earlier, around 60 million people actively playing this game around the world that we know of, and it's just continuing to give. It's crazy to think that we're in the 12th. Isn't it like the 12th season of this game? What season is it? 15th, 16th? I don't even know
14.
Where we're at anymore.
Season 14.
14.
I believe.
Jeez. And we started, I don't know if, I started in season 1, I guess. I was privy of it in beta, but I started season 1. You started season 1?
Yeah, I really started playing in season 1. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, actually, now you think about it. Anybody that thinks like, yo, I can't do X, Y, and Z, I want you guys to know I was, back in the day, season 1, right? Bronze. So bronze 4 was 1,200 elo. There wasn't even like LP. It was elo. You get like points.
Yeah.
You be any number from 0 to whatever. 1,200 elo was bronze, the worst rank possible.
Facts.
I was 500 elo in season 1. I played like 300 games, and I was worse than the worst rank possible. And I became a pro player. So like, if you want to do anything in your life, you can. You can do it. You heard it from me.
The man said it himself, and that's it from Osti Champ. It's been a pleasure having you hang with us through this episode of Username Taken. I would love to give a big shout out to Eureka Ergonomic for putting us in the most comfortable chairs in gaming, and of course to OMEN for bringing us this game time on their beautiful OMEN CPUs. Make sure you grab yourself a PC yourself from OMEN, or when you're in the arena, come by, test it out, and play some of your favorites, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace!
Peace.
Yeah, you do. Username to take it.